Some of the leadership traits I've gained are largely communicative. When you're sitting in a rowing boat and you're working hard, you really need to be able to express how you're feeling about a certain situation under a high pressure situation as well. And not annoying somebody or not ticking somebody the wrong way, but also building them up is a skill that I think athletes often have to deal with. And being able to get the most out of somebody, but also being communicative to them that maybe there's a better way of doing it, I think is one of the largest leadership traits that I've been able to harness in my career. Being able to communicate effectively well allows people to communicate back with you, and communication is two-way. A lot of people think communication is, I tell you what to do, and then it gets done. When in fact it's both ways, and you need to be able to understand where somebody's coming from. That takes time to learn that, develop a relationship, and then really be able to find a way to use their values to communicate to them on. And if you're able to know somebody really well, you understand their core values and principles, and then you can find ways to extract the best out of them. And it's a skill that I think takes a lot of time, and I believe I recognize that it is a skill, and I'm still growing on it. But it's part of the challenge and fun of, I think, now becoming a coach from an athlete, because as an athlete you're very internally driven and you have a performance to make, and the relationships sometimes they aren't as important, but as a coach you need to have a specific relationship with each athlete and know how each one of them moves, each one of them, how they're driven, and you need to find a way to extract that. So being able to communicate on their level, on each athlete's level, I think is a huge component to being a good leader. Seeing some athletes when under pressure get really quiet, and they kind of get up and huddle into a little ball and they don't want to talk because they're nervous, and that's what they do. Other athletes get loud, boisterous, and want to express everything they're feeling, so you know that they're on the game. And there's other people that have bits and sides to each other, and being able to understand that people react in certain ways, and then you're able to react on their level. People, I think, that are really loud and boisterous, if you approach them quietly and say this, then they might not think that you're of their standard. So you need to approach people on the same level. And again, on the other side, of someone who's quiet and you come at them loud and let's go, come on, run, they might just cower even more. So approaching people on the right level, I think, is important. And it's you get to learn that it is normal for people to have different reactions for different things. And if you're able to manage that, then you're going to be able to get better performances out of your teammates. And it's fun to try and actually be able to, if you've gotten to the level of athletic performance where you're confident in your ability, then you're confident in your athletic ability, then you're able to kind of take that next step of how do you rally everybody else around you. And that's what I think the leaders, team captains come from, is they're confident in their own abilities, and as well they're able to then draw the best out of other people, because they can kind of see beyond just the performance. And that's, I think, the part of being a leader that's really good. I'd say something as kind of a way to be a leader without really having to step into a big role, is just being somebody who supports teammates and is not afraid to just give a good job well done here and there. Just a quick 2 or 3 words, good practice. You'd be surprised what that can help, how much that can help. And in rowing, we're training in the national team 3 times a day, 6 days a week. You barely have enough energy to drag your sorry self out of the bed sometimes, and then just feeling down and down and down, and then some other guy who's also looking sorry and down and just finished a workout, and there's spit all over their face and eyes are drooping, and then they look at you and say, good job. And you're just like, yeah, thanks, I needed that. And sometimes those small little sparks that allow you to then get up the next day and look at yourself and go, I feel like a bag of sack of whatever, but you know, yesterday I did a good job, and I felt like this, so I'm going to go do it again. And I think those small things then end up adding up.